though.
Okay, so once the title is clear,
Yep.
I mean, you got the contract locked up, and then, I mean, it's ready to go.
Correct.
Okay, got it. And then what's the next step?
Next step, after the title's clear and the property's ready to go, instantly I shoot out an email to my preferred buyers list.
Okay. Talk a little bit about the preferred buyers list. And actually, I used it so much I call it a PBL, preferred buyers list. Some people call it a VIP list. You send that out. Who are these people that you're sending it out to?
These are folks that I've networked with over the last 4.5 years of being in the business full time.
Okay.
These are folks that have gone to my website for my advertising and said, hey, I want to be notified of these deals. So these are people who are actively investing here in the community. Okay. And with a buyer's list is so vitally important because you will get to the point where folks are active and you have a core of active folks on that buyer's list. You can literally take every single property you buy and send out an email, and within 48 to 72 hours, you'll have a buyer in place. If not that, you've had 10 or 12 people respond and say, or 20 people or 30 say, hey, I want to go look at it.
Yep.
You know, what's the lockbox combination? And these people are active and they're, you know, they want to make money with investment properties.
Got it.
Preferred buyers list is huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yep. Very
huge.
Yep. Very important. So you send this out, and I mean, you have a strong preferred buyers list. These folks, they know that when you send out an email, that you're not just putting out retail deals or deals that they can't make money on. That you know, and it's something that, you know, it was one of those things that you can't be greedy. Right. You can't be greedy. You have to leave money on the table for the rehabber, for that end person. And for Ohio, and I'm not sure what your threshold is, but I want the rehabber on a bad day, even if it is, let's say, I mean, things happen, costs go up. I want them to know comfortably that they're going to be able to make $20,000, $25,000 on a minimum for a deal. Because if that's it, right. If you can get those folks, then I mean, they're going to be anxious. They're going to be waiting. I mean, I've had some folks there, and you probably have a couple of buyers like this too, where I mean, I call them on the phone, and they're hanging up the phone on everybody. I mean, they're saying, Grandma, I got to call you back. I got Colin on the phone. I mean, really, I mean, people that are just, they'll do whatever to go there because they know that the phone call, whether it's coming from Darren or whether it's coming from Colin.
We're just not calling to talk about the Buckeyes.
Yeah, that we got a deal, and it's something that they need to jump on because they might lose out.
Right, and plus they're serious about their investing. We only call the folks that are serious about what it is we're doing, that are active, that are actually buying properties. Yeah. Because just like with sellers, there's a lot of tire kickers out there as well with the buyers that say they're motivated and say they're buying, but they're really not. Yep.
No, that's great, and that's one of the things that I have, and I know Darren has too. If you can have 4 or 5 folks that, I mean, they'll buy anything that you got as long as they don't have too many other projects in the works. Those are the folks that you can give that special attention to, and they're going to appreciate that. I'll even call them a couple hours before I send out the email, because then they know, wow, I got to make sure that I jump on this because Colin or Darren is taking that extra time to call me. I feel special. I'm a VIP, so I got to make sure that I'm taking advantage of it.
Now, there's also a system for that as well, but I want to touch just for a second on the personal, the inner circle of 5 or 10 folks that are the ones that are doing and they're actively buying from you as a wholesaler. It's so important to really find these folks. They're out there. They're telling you that, you know, ask a lot of questions. What kind of stuff are you buying? And, you know, the guys that are saying I'm buying 2 to 5 a month, these are the guys that you want to spend your time finding properties for. Find out exactly what they're looking for, exactly how much they'll pay, what kind of work they're willing to do.
What area that they want to be
what
in.
area, totally. What zip code, are there certain sides of these, you know, cross streets that you'll buy on, and, you know, what are you looking for? And when I really stopped and stopped trying to please the masses and just get wholesales to get wholesales, and really listen to these guys that said, hey, Darren, I need to buy 5 in the next 3 months. This is what I'm looking for. And stop whatever you're doing with all your other buyers and just focus on them.
Yeah.
Whether it takes doing a mailing campaign or getting out there and driving the neighborhood or banging up signs.
Yeah. Take care of
whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Take care of them.
Yeah.
Bring them leads. They can actually do property inspections for you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing.
No,
beautiful
it is.
thing.
Beautiful thing. No, that's great. I mean, the preferred buyer list, I'm glad we kind of had a little segue for that. So now, kind of going through the process. Now, as you did exactly what you said, you might have called up your 5 or 10 folks that will buy everything off you. You also send it out to your folks through a constant contact, which if for the folks that are looking at this, if you do not have constant contact or one of the email newsletter-based subscriptions, we have it here. Check it out.
Get it through realestateinvestor.com.
Yeah.
One-stop shop. I mean, if I had that when I got started,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Some powerful stuff. Thanks, Colin.
Thanks. You're welcome. Thanks for being here. I mean, the stuff that you're sharing is excellent. It's quality stuff, and this is the real life. I mean, you're doing this. You're out doing the deals. Darren is actually, right after this interview is over, he has 2 offers that he's going to be going out and making, and so he might have 2 deals locked up within the next 3 hours.
And I just did 5 yesterday afternoon.
You did 5.
All I had it was 2 hours yesterday, so I had to drive around and inspect 5 properties, and when I get back to the office, it'll be making offers on them.
Excellent. And so now you throw it out to your folks.
Yep.
What happens? I mean, do you have them? Do you meet them at the property? Do you give them a lockbox? What do you do?
I like to do everything from my desk when at all possible.
Okay.
So what I do with the buyer's list is when they're interested in a property, I'll just tell them to drive by, do a little research on your computer, just make sure it's an area you're comfortable with, and if you like what you see, then they email me back.
Okay.
Then I know they're serious, and I give them the lockbox combination,
okay,
if there is one, or just tell them how to get into the house.
Got it.
A lot of times it's with a power screwdriver and pull the boards off and be careful.
Right.
So once that's done, they know whether they're interested or not. Me personally, I don't really follow up much with folks. If they say they want it, then they know where to come, because there's a lot of buyers for all these places. But if somebody from the buyer's list doesn't purchase for whatever reason, then there's a whole number of steps that I take.
Like almost a protocol, like
Yep.
you do this each and every time.
It's a system.
It's a system that
It's a checklist that I just
boom, 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 boom. And as your business has grown, you've shared with me that those systems you delegate as much as possible to other people.
Correct.
One of the things that we're very, very big on, and Darren is doing an amazing job right now implementing it into his business and taking it up to another notch, is do not do anything. Do not, I want to say this like a public service announcement, do not do anything that can be delegated out for $10 an hour. If you're doing
Amen,
that,
brother.
Amen.
Oh,
Right?
man.
If you're doing that, then you're saying your time is worth $10 an hour. And you, as a real estate investor, you will never be successful working for $10 an hour.
Exactly. If you want to be busy, great. You can be busy all you want and broke.
Yeah.
What we're trying to teach you today, and the reason why Colin is in existence and Real Estate Investor is in existence, and the reason that I'm here today is to help you learn how to make the money. Because what would you rather do? Spend 4 hours a week and make $10,000 a week, or spend 80 hours a week and make $10 an hour at all those things, and be inspecting properties, and be running comps on properties, and be taking seller calls, and to be doing all this other stuff, daily ad posting, all this crap that is not real estate investing, but it has to be done. Don't get me right, it has to be done, but there's a better way. And that's why we're here.
That's it. So pretty much to sum it up, do it until you can give it out to somebody else. But if you say, well, I don't have the money to be able to have someone to pay $10, well, that's a tough situation. That means that you need to get to that place, would you say, as soon as possible?
Absolutely.
Or you're going to be stuck there forever. It's one of those vicious cycles.
Well, and see, the thing is, maybe it's not as expensive as a lot of people think.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was way more expensive than it really was.
Yeah.
I mean, on monthly, I can get by with like $200 or under with a lot of this automation stuff.
$200 for, you're talking about service and
for service,
for the programs, everything.
Yep.
Because a lot of people do think it's like, well, my business isn't
thousands of dollars or whatever.
I'm doing this part time. I can't do that. You're saying that's baloney.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, awesome. So you basically you sent it out. You have people call you back. They've gone by the property. They say, Darren, I want it. This is a winner. What do I need to do now, Darren?
What we need to do is we need to get together. We need to sit down and meet.
Okay.
I'm going to need you to bring a $1,000 cashier check for an earnest money deposit,
Okay.
which is non-refundable if, for whatever reason, you don't close.
Okay. Now, if it's a problem on your side, if, let's say that the seller disappears and
which has
you're having
happened a
hard
couple
time,
times.
right? And we've had this thing, or let's say that there is a title issue that you didn't see or that wasn't found on first time. One of these different type of scenarios, you'll give it back to them if it's your fault or the seller's fault. But if I'm the buyer and I'm saying, oh, I just can't, or I don't want to, or I don't want to do it,
right,
but can you give me my money back? What's your response?
My response is that if it's something on your end, if you don't close, then
sorry.
And that's our upfront.
Yeah.
But if something happens, which I've had to give back before, like what you said, where the seller disappears or something on the title that wasn't there but it's there now, and it's a deal killer, every time, because I'm in this for the long haul. I recommend you do the same thing. Be in this for the long haul. Do the right thing. If it's something that's my fault and we said it was non-refundable and you would appreciate a refund, just do it.
Yeah.
Do it and move on down the road. And because the last thing that I want or anybody else wants is somebody walking around saying, oh, that Darren Dicke or that Colin Egbert or that, anybody, oh, he really screwed me out of that deal. And, we just don't want that.